Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? I have to admit, I'm really happy to see gold and silver finally getting back up there to the values that they were about a year ago. It's taken a little time. We've seen some bumps in the road, but I think people are waking up to the fact that the true safe haven is not in cryptos, as we can obviously see. There has been one issue after another when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and these were all the fears, and I've said this before, these were all the fears that I had and been expressing over the last couple of years when we talked about cryptocurrencies. The fact that any one of these companies could drag them down if China outlawed them, and they did, and it damn near crashed them. They lost a lot of value. I was concerned about hacks, and we've seen major hacks. I was concerned about government interference, and now we have government interference, taxes, regulations, and to be honest with you, as much as I was against regulations, there is a need for them, obviously, after what we saw happen with FTX. Cryptos are like a house of cards. It doesn't take very much to make them tumble down, if you get my drift. You know, the main coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two big ones, they continue to stay ahead of the ball game, but they also are affected by what happens to other exchanges and what happens to other cryptos. So anytime there's any bad news, it affects them as well. So if I was a person that's new to cryptocurrencies and you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, stick with the ones with the proven record that have longevity. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm a huge fan of Ethereum. Everybody knows that. But when it comes to cryptos, I just don't trust cryptos at all. And the cryptos that I do have, I just use discretionary funds. It's a gamble, and I thought I would take that risk. But right there that you see right on your screen, see those beautiful shiny coins? Those right there are a true safe haven. They protect your wealth from inflation. They protect your wealth of a dying dollar. And we know the dollar is dying despite what the hell our government is telling us. It looks like a lot of countries are now talking about moving into the gold standard. The corrupt governments, of course, who want to continue spending willy-nilly and push us in this World Economic Forum's New World Order, those are the people who are against the gold standard, and you can figure out who that is. Anyways, let's take a look at what's going on here. But before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, now is the time, because the price of silver and gold is flying up there. And I'll show you some prices towards the end of this video. The premiums are really high, and people aren't going to pay that type of money unless they absolutely feel that the precious metals are worth that, and they are buying at these rates, by the way. Anyways, if you're thinking about buying gold and silver and you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get an additional half ounce of silver. Taking a look at cryptos, they started to go down this morning, then they started to go up again, and then right back down they're going, it looks like. So they're running kind of horizontal, but it was sad to see Bitcoin continue to fall even more. Anyways, Bitcoin is at $16,549. Ethereum, even though just like Bitcoin, it has lost some value, Ethereum tends to move very slow up and down. So when Bitcoin is taking huge swings and losses or gains, Ethereum goes down slowly and goes up slowly, but they're at least consistent. Anyways, Ethereum's at $1,233. XRP's at 34 cents all over again. Dogecoin's at 8 cents. Cardano's at 32 cents. Polygon's at 91 cents. Polkadot's at $5.75. Solana, there's a problem with that New World Order coin. They were somehow tied into FTX. They took a huge hit. I got an article talking about the fall of them as well. Shiba added a zero, as you are aware. They are at 509. So you can see at the 52-week average, for the biggest part of the year almost, the blue dots have spent most of their time all the way over to the left. And that's not where you want them. You want them heading over towards the right. For those of you who don't know what the 52-week average is here, by the way, take a look at this bad boy. wrapped Bitcoin USD. It says $16,497, but at one time was $162,188. Anyways, for those of you who are wondering what this is, these are the average values of the coin over the past 52 weeks. So the lowest for Bitcoin was $15,682.69. And the highest was $66,281.57. So they give you the highest and the lowest ranges over the last 52 weeks. So cryptocurrencies still trudging along here. There has been a huge loss of value. Again, we've seen this in 2017, and then they were able to rebound. So could that happen again? Not with all the negative news we keep seeing about it. Terra Classics at 3017. It started to go up again and all of a sudden had a slight drop. I'm not worried about it. I do own a plethora of these coins. But just like I said before, with them and Saitama, all I'm doing is just sitting here waiting for cryptos to make some kind of mini run, and I should do pretty good as far as making out on my investments. Though a big portion of the cryptos are in the red, Saitama, here we go again. This is the crazy thing about it. You can see earlier in the day, it was at 3088, and then it also went up again. So it's now at 3098. If it continues to go up, it will lose a zero, and we will see it at 201. That's the direction we want it to go in. Let's hope it maintains this upward trend. Looking good, Saitama. Silver currently at $22.06. So I'm happy to see that it's above the $22 mark. Earlier this morning, it started to come down just a little bit. As you can see, when markets first opened, it started to come down slightly and then has rebounded. Silver is looking good, is now above the $22.06. Remember, that's paper value, not the true value of silver. Gold, like silver this morning, started to go down slightly but rebounded. Gold is now at $1,773. Could it get up there near the 1800? This is going to be interesting to see. My guess is if these trends continue, you will see gold at $1,800 by the end of the week. So like I was saying, gold, like silver, when it opened up, started to come down, but has rebounded. So looking good at $1,773.20. There is a worldwide shortage of precious metals. The COMEX and the LBMA are being drained of their inventory. Something big's happening. So this is what I was talking about, Solana, one of the New World Order coins. Another one of the World Economic cryptos. They were supported by the WEF along with FTX. It says Solana-based serum may have been compromised during the FTX hack. So to add injury to insult, not only were they under investigation, I'm talking about FTX, but they were also hacked. It's just one thing after another. You know, I just don't know who these people are that are running these cryptos. Apparently, you can just open up any kind of crypto you want, make something up. I saw a video somebody sent me after the video I made last night saying, hey, Pimpy, check this out. You know, anybody can actually create a crypto, because that's one of the questions I asked. And this guy opened up a fictitious crypto, and he quickly got up to like tens of millions of dollars real quick on a fake crypto. And it was scary to see. You know, the guy even admitted it was fake, and he had no intentions of taking the money, and he said the money wasn't real. That's just what it looked like on paper. But it was scary to see how easy it is just to do these things, create them, and we know about meme coins. I mean, come on. Dogecoin, Shiba coin, Saitama coin, they start off as meme coins just to make jokes, just to make fun of the crypto market, and they became serious coins. So FTX was hacked, and apparently it had affected Solana. Again, both these are coins that were supported by the World Economic Forums. You know, the New World Order. So here's the thing that gets me. I hear this all the time. I hear from people talking about, hey, Pimpy, man, DeFi, that's the way to go. It's safe. There's nobody who controls it. You know what I mean? There's no issues you need to worry about. But look, Solana. So it says Serum, a decentralized exchange software built in the Solana ecosystem, may have been compromised when the hacking of bankrupt FTX occurred on Saturday. So these decentralized platforms can be hacked. Remember, one of my concerns about cryptocurrencies is getting hacked. Over the past year and a half, without a doubt, every concern I expressed about cryptocurrencies and what it is I didn't like about them all came out in real time. We watched every concern. It's like somebody went down my list and said, well, let's go ahead and prove Pimpy right. If China outlaws would affect the market, check, it did. Can it be hacked? Check, it has. Can a decentralized exchange and platform be hacked? Check. Taxes? Check. It's just regulations? Check. I mean, it's like all these things I was concerned about just came out in real time, like somebody who just wanted to go out of the way to prove me correct. So it says a new report shows that FTX had $8.9 billion in liabilities before it filed for bankruptcy and $900 million in liquid assets, which included $2.2 billion of serum. FTX announced that the exchange had been hacked on its official Telegram message. As a result, more than $600 million in cryptocurrency vanished from the FTX wallets. Well, we know one of the biggest heists of Bitcoin that happened, I think it was in 2016 or so. There was a couple of $1 billion worth of Bitcoin that was stolen. They were able to track down and find a wallet that had it, but they watched the wallet and there was no movement on the wallet for the longest time until recently there had been some activity on it and they found the hackers. Eventually you're going to have to move that money and it will catch you, we hope, because that money needs to go back to the investors. But some hackers are smarter than others, who knows. But this is not good for Solana, and this is not good for FTX investors, and most importantly, people running around promoting decentralized platform and how safe they are and unregulated and no government interference, and that's not the case. You can see that's not true. So it has been compromised. So it isn't just that the tokens were stolen. These exchanges are being hacked. So you can get your gold and silver stolen from your house. Trust me, I know personally, it can happen. But you don't have to worry about anybody hacking you. The odds of you getting hacked are much higher than somebody actually stealing your gold and silver. Just don't let no tweakers in your house and you'll be okay. Good Sam Bankman-Fried. Go to prison for the FTX disaster. Yet again, I still think this guy is a puppet, and that his organization was used to funnel money to different political groups and activist groups. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen to him. This article goes on to make a case that, the truth of the matter is he was in an offshore company. There's not a whole lot the U.S. can do. There are some loopholes that the Department of Justice uses to go after people like this guy here, but the odds are they're not going to do anything to him. So we'll just skip ahead over here to the second paragraph, and you'll see, while there will be a civil lawsuit as customers and investors try to recover, let me repeat that, they tried to recover what's left of FTX assets. So all your money invested in there, right away, they tell you you're not going to get it all back. The Justice Department is also reported to be investigating, raising questions of whether the agency will file criminal charges and whether SBF could see the inside of a prison cell. Even if the facts may seem damning on the surface, lawyers contacted by Fortune cited two potential obstacles to any criminal conviction, though once prosecuted could likely overcome. So when they set this guy up, they already know the laws. This is why I think this is more of a front for funneling and laundering money. These people knew exactly how to set this company up. They sent them in offshore accounts. The first is jurisdiction. Since FTX is an offshore business with headquarters in the Bahamas and did not cater to Americans, defense lawyers could argue the actions of its executives are beyond the reach of the U.S. law enforcement, even though this guy had donated a plethora of money to the Democratic parties, second only to George Soros. That's how much money this guy donated to the Democratic Party. The Justice Department, however, is good at finding the nexus linking overseas defendants to American shores. How hard is it? I just told you this guy's donated tons of money, and that money came from the crypto company. So yeah, the Department of Justice has this nexus linking overseas defendants to American shores is what they could do. Plus, if any of the, you can see right here in the article, plus if this guy used any of the U.S. banks, that's another way to do this. This is in the form of a ties between FTX and U.S. banks, emails, stateside meetings, and other interactions, which we know he had. The second potential obstacle to a criminal prosecution comes in the form of intent. Specifically, Eliason says any conviction will turn on whether SBF was not simply incompetent, but whether he deliberately deceived investors. And that will come out inside the emails and anything else. There's no doubt this guy's incompetent, but the fact that he managed to put together this crypto firm and make as much money and get as big as he has in such a short period of time is truly amazing, but also shows huge flaws in the cryptocurrency world. I think one of the solutions would be, if you're intending to sell any cryptocurrencies to any U.S. investors at all, or U.S. investors have a way, no matter what, to purchase your cryptocurrencies, then you fall under the jurisdiction, despite where your company is. That's one thing they could do to prevent this type of thing from happening, but we know that's not going to happen because a big portion of these companies are being used for money laundering and funneling money to political activists and political groups. George Soros is using Bitcoin to funnel a pro-democracy group in Myanmar, where the military did a coup against a leader who was a huge follower of George Soros and did his bidding. And when the military found out, they did a coup and got rid of her. And so now George Soros is funding through cryptocurrencies a huge pro-democracy is what he's calling it, uprising over there. So he's using cryptocurrencies for exactly that, funding uprisings, which I thought was illegal. So here we go. Let me show you what's going on with the prices, man. Look at this. They're now above $40. Okay, it can get as low as $40.55 if you buy 500 or more ounces. For most people, they're paying around this $41.55. Now that's for the 2022. So there are better deals in here if you want them. If you want random years, you can see there's right there almost a $3 difference in value. The second most popular coin is the Canadian silver maple leaves, but they are definitely cheaper than the American Eagles. So if you're looking for more bang for your buck, then maybe you think about buying the Canadian maple leaf. You can see right here it's $32.41 an ounce if you're buying under 50, but it gets a little cheaper as you go on. But that's almost $10 cheaper per ounce. So for the price of the Eagles, if you bought 4 of them, you could have got 5 maple leaves. But there's even another better deal. Silver Kucoins, which by the way are beautiful coins. I don't know if you've ever seen the gold coins, but they're absolutely gorgeous coins. This is Silver Kucoin. You can see right here, it's slightly cheaper than the Canadian maple leaves. But if you're trying to get more bang for your buck, again, I suggest that you go to the cheaper coins. This way you get more of them for your money. You can see right here, there's not very many of them left. A lot of retailers are having problems buying supplies because people are rushing over to get their silver and gold. And so should you. So I'm happy to see gold and silver moving in the right direction. I know a lot of people who were buying when they were at the highest values. There's no way to know if they're going to continue going up or if they're coming down until you get your coins. So gold and silver is going up, and still, if you have not considered it, I want to suggest that you move 25-30% of your nest egg over there into gold and silver that you physically have and physically own. For those of you who've got a ton of money and you're thinking, man, that's a lot of money to be keeping it physically at my house, I'm sure you can find a safe place to stash it. If not, then you can talk to Money Metals. They have a segregated vault, an actually segregated vault for their customers. So you would have your own little locker, your own little space, and they'll hold your gold and silver for you if you're too scared to have it at your own place. Anyways, that's it for now. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will get back at you later. I'm out.